Good morning, everyone. This is Monday, May 18th, the final Monday before the SC1 push that officially starts next week. I'm honored and privileged to start our morning off by letting you know that you are starting right now. If you're starting your day with me, you're starting your day the right way. Because the bottom line is the way we start our day is so critical. It is so critical for us to be able to go into motion, because humans, we're all about momentum. You know, anything is really in life is about momentum. So what happens is if we don't build that momentum intentionally to start our day, then we're kind of taking like a train that's stopped and kind of getting it to 40 miles an hour, which really is hard to do. It takes a lot of energy. But if you have a train going from 40 miles an hour and you get it to go to 80 miles an hour, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. In fact, if you actually look at an airplane will use over 60 to 80% of its fuel just during takeoff. 60 to 80% of its fuel is during takeoff, and then the rest of the other, less than half is used for the rest of the trip. So the point I'm making to you is if you could start your day the right way every day, you're going to position yourself to create momentum. Yes, it's sometimes we don't feel like doing that, but at the same time, if we can get better results with less effort, why not? I'm going to go ahead and today's topic and what I'm going to be reviewing with y'all, I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to do some effective goal sharing. We're going to talk about how to find some structure within flexibility. I want to talk about how to get yourself organized each day. I'm going to give you a secret weapon to unlimited demos. And I'm also going to talk about the impact on decision making. So we're going to stick and move. And I'm excited to give you some value to start your day. Once this workshop is finished, I'm going to politely request you make phone calls until your first activity. If your first activity is at 10, awesome. Make calls until that first activity. When in doubt, if you're ever curious, like, should I make calls? Yes, always. What should I do right now? Make calls, right? Like, what? Yes, right? So just keep that in mind. The more calls you make, the closer you're getting to your goals. So let's talk about your goals. So let's talk a little bit about this. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to talk about effective goal sharing. All of you have been shared this in your training, and this is in the goals the goals folder. If you don't have it, you can post it in your chat box, and we'll make sure you get it. This is 6 steps to enrolling your customers into your goals. So it says there's 6 steps here. Number 1, ask for permission. Number 2, share goals with enthusiasm. Be vulnerable. Inspire them with your commitment. Remove the pressure and set positive expectations. The gentleman who created this, his name is Hal Elrod, and this document was created back in 2013. Hal Elrod, just so you know, charges people for this document right now. Like, this guy has, if you Google search his name, he's an international best-selling author. Over 1 million copies of his books sold worldwide. He's obviously a Cutco alum, so he gives back to our Cutco community. But if you're not in the Cutco community, he charges a lot of money for this type of content. And these are his 6 steps to goal sharing. And one of the parts of this goal sharing, I want to really get you in on zoning in on number 4, which is inspire them with your commitment. Inspire them with your commitment. See, if I'm sitting down with a customer and say, can I share my goals with you? They say, yeah, of course. And I share my goals. I'm like, I'm really excited about paying my own way through college. I want to rely on myself. I'm self-reliant. I don't want to ask my parents for anything. I'm really excited about it. And then you get vulnerable. Like, I'm really nervous about it because I've never done this before. I'm moving away. And like, this is really nerve-wracking. When it says inspire them with your commitment. So what if your commitment's like, so I figured the best thing to do is just for me to sit around and wait for people to call me. And I'm just going to wait for things to happen and just do a little bit of prayer. I'll dance a little bit and hope for the best. What the shit? Like, that is awful. That is awful, right? When you say inspire them with your commitment, here's what I would encourage it to sound like. Ms. Jones, I'm waking up every single day while my friends are sitting there watching Netflix till 4 in the morning and playing video games and sleeping in until 1 p.m. I'm starting my day every single day with a morning workshop with other people in my peer group, with other managers of the management staff to inspire me to get better every day. I'm making calls each morning. I'm reaching out to people I've been nervous to call. I'm doing things that I never thought I would ever do to inspire myself every single day. So, Ms. Jones, I'm 100% committed to this goal. I'm 100% committed to my success. And if it's not for nice people like you sitting down with me, I wouldn't be able to do it. So thank you. But I am on a mission right now, right? Like, what does that inspire with commitment look like and feel like on your appointments? Well, the only way you're going to actually be able to inspire them is if you're doing inspiring things. You must be inspiring. So that's why I love that you're listening to this right now on a Monday morning, because at least you're willing to do what's inspiring, and that's starting your day early and starting your day right. So that's number one. Number one, when it comes to goal sharing, number one, when it comes to inspiring your customers with your commitment, in order to be effective with your goal sharing, you must match your goals with the efforts that produce the goals. I would write that down. I must match my goals with effort that produces those goals. Hey, Mike, I want to lose, 20 pounds this week, but I want to sleep in, not go to the gym. I don't want to eat, I want to eat potato chips, and, I want to drink a lot of soda. Great. Well, your efforts aren't in alignment with your goals, so that's not a goal then. That's a wish. Go back to bed, right? Like, you want to make sure that your goals are aligned with the effort that produces the goals. So when you do that, you could speak with conviction and congruency with your customers. As far as how to find structure within the flexibility of the job, ladies and gentlemen, you have a flexible schedule, but this is not a hobby. If you wanted a hobby where you could do it part-time around other things, if you ever catch yourself saying, like, I have other priorities, my family and my school are more priorities to me. If I ever hear you say that, I just want to say, great, they should be. But what's number 3 and 4 and 5? Like, you're allowed to have more than 2 priorities in life. In fact, I hope you have more than 2 priorities in life, because family and school, there's more to that. And here's why. The school is not about school. The school is about an outcome that you're chasing after. It's about a future goal that you want, that school is setting you up for. So you're working your ass off for a letter grade for what? Because you want to be more, do more, become more. That's why you're making school a priority. Or are you just going to school because you want to get a really good grade and be impressive and show your parents that you're really good at school? Because that's not a really good goal. Because your parents don't care how well you do at school. They want to know how well are you going to do in life. And their correlation is when you do well in school, you'll do well in life. My correlation is if you compromise everything else because of school, you're probably not going to do very well in life, because that's not how life works. Life isn't about singular focus. When you get older, there's going to be your career, there's going to be your parents, there's going to be your kids, there's going to be bills, there's going to be your health, there's going to be you fill in the blank. You're going to have other responsibilities and other priorities. So we want to make sure that we're creating an opportunity for you here at Vactor to be present, to find structure within the flexibility, to find structure within your flexibility. When you're in school, great. You could tell your parents, but Mom, I'm studying all day. Bullshit. I have my engineering degree. I know how many hours I studied and how many hours I was on my cell phone. I know how many naps I took. I know how many times I was playing video games. So you can tell your parents that, but you can't pull it up on another college graduate, a recent college graduate at that, right? So bottom line is, we want what's best for you. So how do you find structure within the flexibility of our position? Every single day and every single week. This is what I highly recommend you doing. And each of you have this, or you should, from training, is a schedule. So it's in the folder that was sent to you in training. It's also in our Phone Jam toolbox that I send every week at our team meeting. Each of you have a schedule. So if you don't have one, just create one. You literally go to Google Sheets and create a schedule. Every day there's a morning workshop. Every day there's a morning workshop. 30 minutes, start your day. Make 5 phone calls, hop on the workshop, make 5 phone calls afterwards. If you do 10 calls to start your day, you're going to be in a really great position. That's structure within the flexibility. What else is structure within the flexibility? Is every Wednesday from 4 o'clock to 9:30, you do nothing else. You do nothing else except get inspired to make phone calls, get inspired to make phone calls, and get inspired to wake your ass up the next morning, to wake up and then make phone calls, right? You might say, Mike, this is madness. But the reason why we need inspiration to make the calls is because many of you, like me when I was new, would think of anything, would do anything to not make phone calls. We would do anything to not make phone calls. We would get distracted. Mom, you need me to clean the room? Yeah, I didn't feel like it, but I'll clean the room because I was supposed to make phone calls, but I could do that shit later. Like, you will do anything to not make calls. So you got to find structure within the flexibility. Every morning, 5 before, 5 after the workshop. Every Wednesday, you do a full phone jam, 50 phone calls. And every Sunday, a full phone jam where you make 25 phone calls, at least. You do 25 here, you do 50 here, and you do 5 before and 5 after a workshop. That's 10 calls a day. If you situate yourself where you said that's your job, and you might only say, well, Mike, I don't want to do that many appointments. Well, it's not a matter of how many appointments you want to do for that week. How many of you have a doctor that sets up appointments 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, a month out, right? My wife and I, we've had doctor's appointment in the schedule for like a month. So you could fill up. You're going to be here for the whole summer. So if you fill up your 10 appointments for this week, great. Start booking up the next week. Start booking up the week after that. It's okay, but don't break routine. Don't break the habits that produce the goals. Don't lower your commitment. You might say, Mike, well, what about sleeping in? Great. If you want to plan a day to sleep in, that's okay. Make an agreement. That's okay. I like sleeping in once a week too. Make the agreement. Don't just plan it the night before because you're like, I'm going to be tired tomorrow morning. That doesn't take discipline. Plan it. So what you would do with that schedule that I'm showing you here, you pick out, hey, maybe I won't do morning workshops 7 days a week. Maybe I'll do 4 or 5. And you pick out the 4 or 5. And then what are you going to do for the other 2 or 3? But get disciplined. Sit down with yourself and map out your plan. Pick your daily demo goal. How many appointments do you want to do each day? What's your breakdown for the week? How many do you want to do? What do you want to do for the week? Okay, I want to do 15. Great. Which day are you doing 5? Pick one day, maybe 2 that you do 5. And then sprinkle in the rest. Take 2 days off. Take 3 days off. But plan it out ahead of time. Plan it out ahead of time. By having a plan, you will position yourself to have structure within the flexibility. So every day when you wake up, here's how I would focus. Here's what I would focus and encourage you to do is you create a big 3 business and a focus 2 personal. A big 3 business and a focus 2 personal. So every morning right here before 9 a.m. from 8 to 9, somewhere in that gap, you make a list of what are the 3 most important business focuses, priorities that I need to get done today. And what are the 2 personal things I need to get done today? Focus 3 business, or big 3 business, focus 2 personal. So for Monday, say for example today, if I'm a brand new representative, I'll pick on Nick. Maybe my big 3 is to make 10 phone calls. So number 1, make 10 phone calls to book up 4 new appointments. The next big 3 would be to sit down with mom and get the rest of the recommendation she didn't give me on our original appointment to get 10 new phone numbers for mom. Next big 3, make a list of 4, call these 4 people and ask them to put a Facebook post up for me. Big 3, those are my big 3 business moves. It's not going to be go do my demos. That's already in the schedule. Of course you're going to do your demos. It's intentional planning, but around your demos. It's intentional activities that are going to produce more results for you. That's a big 3 focus for your business. And then the focus 2 personal would be put a reminder to buy a Father's Day gift 2 weeks before Father's Day. Like maybe it's something like that, right? Maybe it's like, go through, that'd be a focus. Maybe it's get chapters 2 and 3 completely finished for my psychology exam that's on Wednesday. Maybe it's cook dinner for mom tonight so that way she has a break. Whatever it might be. But you have a personal focus too that is intentional so you can check it off the list, say, I did it. And if you did that every day, every single day, Come hell or high water, by the end of a year, you will have 1,820 items that you've checked off your win the day list. So if you went into the day and focused on what are the wins for the day, and you check those items off as you did them, you will win 1,820 times over the course of a 365-day period. I promise you, you will not be in the same position you are right now next year. So I highly recommend a Big 3 Focus 2 item to help you start your day. The secret weapon to unlimited demos is what I just mentioned, which is your Facebook opportunity. If you are not getting 2 to 3 people to put a status up on Facebook at least 5 times a week, you should be getting 10 Facebook posts a week at minimum. If you are not getting 10 moms to put a Facebook status post about you up on their story, on their Facebook timeline every week, I would say, I don't know what you're doing. Because that's advertising for you. If you have 10 moms put a post up on their Facebook, that's going out to an average of a couple thousand people, at least in the hundreds. Could you get an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 appointments? And here's what happens. By you getting them permission to put it up on their Facebook, you're also opening up the door to send direct messages to their following. What happens when you get permission to send messages? What if your big focus, your big 3 for the day was to send 50 Facebook messages to potential customers in your customers' networks, where every morning before 9 a.m. you make your 5 calls, but you also send out 20 or 30 copy-paste messages to your customers' Facebook friends. And then during the end of the day, you handle all the Facebook responses, and then you create extra appointments from just sending copy-paste text messages on Facebook. Unlimited number of demos just by implementing Facebook marketing into your business. So I want to begin closing up with helping you understand that your decisions that you make influence your destiny. So all the goals that you have, all the exciting things you're working towards, and maybe you're sitting here like, Mike, I just don't really know what my exciting future is. Like, I don't know what those goals are right now. You might say, I need help planning those. I need help figuring those out. So I'm going to play a quick video for you. It's 4 minutes. I want you to take some notes that can help you get situated, get organized. And it's an opportunity for you to say, wow, this is what I need. I need structure. I need support. I need coaching. I need structured flexibility. I need help with my marketing. I need help with this. If you're saying yes to any of those questions, pay attention to this video I'm about to share with you, and then we'll wrap up with some of your biggest light bulbs.
Part of the SC2 Alliance, what I call the SC. This video is why you should consider being a part of the SC2 Alliance, what I call the SC2 Squad. If you think about an elite group of people, there's so many different ideas that would come to your mind, but what comes to my mind immediately are the Navy SEALs. They're like the elite group. And don't get me wrong, all of our armed forces are fantastic, but the Navy SEALs, there's just something about that just makes them that much more elite than the rest. Those are the ones that are like the first in line. They go through the most intense training that there is. And I think about the Alliance as almost like the Navy SEALs of your local Cutco office. These are the ones that put in that little bit extra to get even more success out of the opportunity than anyone else. The Alliance are the group of people that your manager will, if you're in my organization, the direct point of contact is with me. Why would you want to get contact with that person? You're going to get more inspiration. You're going to get more coaching. You're going to get more mentorship. You're going to get more, increase your skill sets, which increases your averages. Imagine what it looks like working less but earning more. That's what we want to get accomplished, but you can't get that benefit if you don't go through the process of earning it. If you just fell to the top of the mountain, you don't earn it. You can't, you hear stories about people that winning the lottery, but then they become broke. So the goal of the Alliance is to develop your skill set and your mindset, so that way you not only know how to get success, but you know how to sustain it once you're there and be open to receiving it because you earn it. The SC2 Alliance and the squad that we have is a group of elite members of our team that are handpicked to go to battle together, early mornings, lots of appointments, lots of hard work, and they come together towards a common goal to help the team reach its summer sales goals. The SE2 conference itself is the Super Bowl of Vactor. And in our office here, to kind of put some numbers, last year we did, in 2017, we did $240,000 for the push. 189,000 of that came from our SE2 Alliance. So all of our top people came together to combine for what pretty much everyone else, and everyone else still sold a little bit, but the Alliance just sold so much more. What did that do for them? It positions them for advancement. A lot of my Alliance members earned an interview for the Leadership Academy.
So I would write these down. Advancement.
Number two, a lot of my Alliance members made comma paychecks each week of that push. So you make a lot of money. Number three is some of their best friends in life are on the Alliance because they work together, kind of like going through like a rush. If you're in a fraternity or sorority, you get really tight and real close with those people. So you got friendships, you got money, you have advancement opportunity. Number four is you get high-level coaching. High-level coaching. The rest of the summer becomes so easy because you now have worked at a higher level, and it's very easy to sustain that higher level. Kind of like maxing out at the gym. Once you run a marathon, the mile doesn't feel hard because you've ran a marathon, and that's kind of what we want to do. It's that isolated period of time where you can expand your capacity. The Alliance will offer you
write that down. An isolated period of time to expand your capacity.
Things. It offers you positive pressure.
So it offers 3 things it's offering: positive pressure, high-level coaching, circle of influence.
It offers you high-level coaching, and it offers you a circle of influence. When you're working with people like you don't get distracted by the noise. When you have a high-level coaching, you are getting influence and insight on a consistent basis by someone who's already done what you want to do. And when you are having positive pressure, you have a goal and a self-imposed deadline that you're being held accountable to. If you feel like those things are going to be beneficial for you and your future and the 25-year-old version of yourself, I highly recommend you to talk to your manager and get interviewed for the SE2 Alliance. So I highly encourage you to action steps in this video, talk to your coach, talk to your manager, say, hey, what does it take to get interviewed for the SE2 Alliance?
Cool. So I want to wrap up with this. Now I was talking about SE2. Right now it's SE1. SC1 is Summer Conference 1, which is the playoffs. SC2 is in July, which is the Super Bowl. And we're forming our Game Changers Alliance so that way we can position ourselves to win the Super Bowl. Last year, we won the Super Bowl. We were the #1 district team in all of the entire region, #1 Super Bowl champs in July last year for the Super Bowl. We want to win again. So we're developing right now our army of people for SE1 to give them the coaching, give them the positive pressure, give them the structure, give them support. If this is something that you think can help you, go ahead and write this down. Write this down. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. You want to be one place and one place only, and that is on Zoom with Mr. Andrew Evans and Mr. Jeff Gamboa, so they can map out and show you exactly what to expect and how to level up your business, so that way you can position yourself to have the best SC1 push and the best summer that you've ever imagined. So I'm excited for all of you. I'm excited for you to make smart choices, make decisions that are going to help you with your future. And I'm honored and privileged to be able to run and host those morning workshops and teach some of my best content every morning for 2 weeks. If you're excited and you want to continue to learn and you want to keep getting inspired, make sure you're there tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Talk to your coach, talk to your manager. I don't care what you have going on. If you have an exam, talk to your professor. Say, I have an opportunity that can set me up for complete financial independence for the rest of my college days. Is there any way I could do my AP exam earlier in the day? Anyway, I normally wouldn't ask this, but this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that could be foundational for the next chapter of my life. I don't want to miss it. Is there any way, right? We talked about expressing your commitment to your customers. Can you express your commitment to anyone in your life that might have a conflict with 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow? So I'll stick around. I'll stop the recording. So post your biggest takeaways, biggest action steps, biggest light bulbs into the WhatsApp group. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Let's go ahead and let's make 5 phone calls. 5 calls to end the day or end the morning. 5 calls to end the morning. Post your biggest light bulbs. Let's go.